Imagine this. You wake up one morning, stretch your arms, and notice your strength isn't what it used to be. The jar that once twisted open easily now feels impossible. Climbing stairs feels heavier. Even standing up from a chair takes more effort than you remember. You tell yourself, it's just age. But what if it's not? What if something inside your body is quietly erasing your muscle tissue every single day, and nobody ever told you the real reason why? According to the National Institute on Aging (NIA.nih.gov, nearly 1 in every 3 adults over 60 is already losing muscle mass faster than their body can rebuild it. This condition is called sarcopenia, and it's one of the top reasons seniors lose independence, balance, and mobility. But here's the shocking truth. Many seniors aren't losing muscle because of aging alone. They're losing it because their body is missing one vital nutrient that tells the muscles to stay alive. Without it, your strength fades, your energy drops, and every small task starts to feel like a workout. Scientists now call it the silent epidemic, and studies from CDC.gov confirm that more than 40% of older adults are deficient in it. This single missing vitamin could be the reason your muscles are disappearing, and in the next few minutes, you'll discover exactly what it is and how to stop it before it's too late. Aging doesn't just mean wrinkles and gray hair. Inside your body, something far more serious is happening. A gradual loss of muscle tissue that begins as early as your 40s and accelerates every decade after. The National Council on Aging (NCOA.org) explains that most adults can lose up to 8% of their muscle mass every decade after midlife, and after 70, that number can double. But here's what almost no one talks about. This process isn't simply about getting older. It's about what your cells can no longer do. You see, muscles don't just grow from protein and exercise. They rely on a specific nutrient that acts like an ignition key. It tells your muscle cells when to absorb calcium, how to repair fiber damage, and how to create energy inside the mitochondria. That key is vitamin D. Without it, your body loses the ability to maintain muscle fibers efficiently. Even if you eat well and stay active, the muscles begin to fade, slowly replaced by fat and connective tissue. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, health.gov, confirms that vitamin D isn't just for bone strength, it's critical for neuromuscular function and balance control. Low levels can directly lead to muscle weakness, fatigue, and higher risk of falls. And yet, here's the truly alarming part. According to CDC.gov data, over 90% of seniors living in northern regions or spending most of their time indoors have below optimal vitamin D levels, even if they think they're eating healthy. The culprit? Reduced sunlight exposure. Thinner, less efficient skin. Older skin produces less vitamin D. Medications that block absorption. Diets lacking in fortified foods or fatty fish. The result is what many researchers now describe as nutritional aging. Your muscles age faster, not because time passes, but because your body's chemistry is running on empty. And the tragedy is that many seniors blame themselves. They think they're lazy. They think exercise just isn't for them anymore. But it's not their fault. Their body is simply missing the message that tells the muscles to stay strong. That's why in today's video, we're breaking down the 7 hidden reasons your muscles are disappearing and how every single one is linked to vitamin D deficiency. Each reason will show you how this deficiency sneaks into your lifestyle, how it quietly weakens your strength, and how to reverse it naturally using science-backed steps from trusted sources like nutrition.gov, myplate.gov, and medlineplus.gov. Because once you understand these hidden reasons, you'll realize something powerful. Muscle loss isn't a sign of getting old. It's a sign of missing out on the nutrient your body still craves, and it's never too late to fix it. So stay with me until the end of this video, because in part 4, I'll share 4 simple, evidence-backed fixes that can help you rebuild your strength, boost your energy, and regain the confidence that aging never took away. Your body just needed a reminder. Before we go deeper, take a second. If you or someone you love is over 50, this information could literally change how they age. So please don't just watch. Share this video with your parents, your grandparents, your friends, anyone who's beginning to feel their energy fade. Because what's coming next could help them understand why their strength is vanishing, and how one small change in their daily diet could turn that around. Hit like, subscribe, and let's uncover the first hidden reason behind the silent epidemic of disappearing muscle. When your skin stopped making vitamin D, you've probably heard people say, "Just get some sun, and you'll make enough vitamin D." But what almost no one knows is that the aging process itself shuts that system down. According to the National Institute on Aging (NIA.nih.gov), by the time you reach your 70s, your skin produces up to 75% less vitamin D from sunlight than it did in your youth. Think about that. You could spend hours outside and still not make enough of the vitamin your muscles depend on. Why does this happen? The outer layer of your skin, called the epidermis, contains a compound known as 7-dehydrocholesterol. This is what sunlight transforms into vitamin D, but as we age, the amount of this compound drastically declines, leaving the body unable to convert UVB light into usable vitamin D3. The result? Your blood levels of vitamin D slowly drop, and your muscles begin losing their ability to contract properly. Medline.gov explains that vitamin D works directly inside your muscle fibers, binding to special receptors that tell your cells to repair damage and grow stronger. When it's missing, those repair signals simply stop working. That's why so many seniors start noticing small warning signs. Their balance feels off. They feel weaker when getting up from chairs or beds. Their arms or legs fatigue faster than before. Most people blame age, but the truth is simpler. Your skin can't make what your body still needs. The CDC warns that this vitamin D gap increases the risk of falls and fractures by up to 30% in seniors. So even if you spend time outdoors, your body might not be producing enough to protect your muscles. And that leads us to the next hidden reason, one that lives not on your skin, but deep inside your muscles themselves. Your muscles can't use protein without vitamin D for decades. Doctors told us that protein was the secret to strong muscles. And while that's true, it's not the full story. You can eat all the chicken, eggs, and beans you want. But if your body is low in vitamin D, your muscles can't properly use that protein. Here's how it works. According to nutrition.gov and the U.S. Department of Agriculture, fdc.nal.usda.gov, protein builds muscle by triggering muscle protein synthesis, a process that repairs and grows muscle fibers after daily wear and tear. But vitamin D acts as the on switch for this process. Without enough vitamin D, your muscles become resistant to protein, similar to how people can become resistant to insulin. Your body still absorbs the food, but it can't convert those nutrients into muscle tissue. The National Council on Aging, NACOA.org, notes that seniors with low vitamin D levels lose muscle nearly twice as fast, even when eating the same amount of protein as younger adults. Think about it. You're eating right, maybe even exercising a little, yet your body feels weaker each month. That's not lack of effort. That's lack of absorption. And if you've been relying on low-fat diets or avoiding dairy for years, it gets worse, because vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin. Without healthy fats, your body can't store or use it effectively. Researchers at myplate.gov recommend pairing vitamin D sources like salmon, egg yolks, or fortified milk with small amounts of healthy fat, such as olive oil or avocado, to improve absorption by up to 50%. So when you think you're doing everything right, but your body still isn't responding, this may be the real reason why. Your muscles are starving for a signal, and vitamin D is that signal. And as we move forward, you'll see how lifestyle factors, medication, and even your gut health can continue to shut that signal down, unless you know how to fix it. 3. Sedentary lifestyle weakens vitamin D response. Picture this. 2 people, both in their 60s. One walks outside each morning, stretches, and does a few light chores around the house. The other spends most of the day sitting, reading, watching TV, or simply avoiding movement because of pain or fatigue. On paper, both might have the same diet, but inside their bodies, something very different is happening. According to CDC.gov and NIA.nih.gov, the less you move, the less your body responds to vitamin D, even if your blood levels look normal. Why? Because vitamin D is more than just a nutrient. It's a hormone activator. It needs movement to trigger its full effect. When you're active, your muscles release myokines, chemical messengers that interact with vitamin D receptors. These messengers help your body build, repair, and strengthen tissue. But when you're sedentary, those myokines stop firing. Your vitamin D sits idle, like a car with a full tank but no engine running. The National Council on Aging, NCOA, Org, warns that this combination, low vitamin D and low activity, can accelerate sarcopenia by up to 30%. The tragic part? Many seniors don't stop moving because they want to. They stop because their body already feels too weak to start. But remember this, inactivity doesn't just cause weakness, it multiplies it. Even light daily movement, standing stretches, 5-minute walks, or gentle resistance exercises can reawaken your muscles' vitamin D response. It's not about intensity. It's about consistency. 4 poor gut health blocks vitamin D absorption. Let's go deeper, into your gut, where nutrients are either absorbed or lost forever. The U.S. National Library of Medicine, medline+.gov, explains that vitamin D is absorbed through the small intestine with the help of bile acids and digestive enzymes. But as we age, stomach acid levels naturally decline, and that weakens our ability to absorb fat-soluble vitamins like D, A, E, and K. On top of that, common age-related conditions like gastritis, irritable bowel, or even long-term use of acid-reducing medications make absorption even harder. The NIA also highlights that intestinal inflammation reduces vitamin D uptake by up to 50%. So even if your diet includes fortified milk, eggs, or supplements, your gut might not be letting that nutrition through. Here's the kicker, poor gut health doesn't just lower vitamin D, it also weakens your immune system, which in turn raises inflammation throughout the body. And inflammation is the enemy of muscle. Chronic inflammation breaks down muscle fibers faster than they can rebuild, leading to a cycle of weakness, fatigue, and loss of balance. The World Health Organization, who refers to this as inflammaging, a slow, body-wide fire that burns away strength over time. The fix isn't complicated. Eat probiotic-rich foods like yogurt or kefir. Add fiber from vegetables, oats, and whole grains. Reduce processed sugar, which feeds bad gut bacteria. When your gut heals, vitamin D finally has a clear path into your bloodstream, and your muscles can start rebuilding again. 5 common medications deplete vitamin D. This next one surprises almost everyone, even doctors sometimes overlook it. Several medications that are commonly prescribed to older adults can actually block or drain vitamin D from your body. According to nutrition.gov and NIH's Office of Dietary Supplements, drugs in these categories are known to interfere with vitamin D absorption or metabolism. Corticosteroids like prednisone reduce vitamin D activation in the kidneys. Statins, cholesterol drugs, compete with vitamin D for the same metabolic pathway. Laxatives and weight loss drugs decrease fat absorption, reducing fat-soluble vitamins like D antacids, and proton pump inhibitors, PPIs, change stomach pH, impairing nutrient uptake. For many seniors, these drugs are part of daily life, but they unknowingly trigger a silent decline in muscle strength. One study cited by NCOA.org found that seniors on long-term corticosteroid therapy had significantly weaker grip strength and slower gait speed, directly linked to depleted vitamin D levels. The scary part? You might still be taking enough vitamin D through food or supplements, but it's being blocked before it can do its job. That's why the CDC and myplate.gov both recommend routine vitamin D testing for anyone on long-term medication. A simple blood test can reveal the truth before muscle loss becomes irreversible. Because your medications should heal you, not silently drain away your strength. 6. Limited sunlight and the indoor lifestyle. Here's something most people never realize until it's too late. We live in a world that keeps us indoors, and it's quietly stealing our vitamin D, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. CDC.gov reports that the average adult over 60 now spends over 85% of their day inside. Curtains drawn, air conditioners humming, sunlight filtered through glass, and all that glass blocks UVB rays. The very rays needed for your skin to create vitamin D. Add to that the fear of sun damage, the use of SPF creams, and long winter months in northern climates, and your body's natural production of vitamin D nearly disappears. According to myplate.gov, even people who feel they get enough sunlight are often 30 to 50% deficient due to modern indoor living habits. For seniors, the deficiency can mean slower muscle recovery after simple activities, increased fatigue and reduced stamina, a greater risk of balance loss and fractures. The truth is, sunlight isn't the enemy. Unprotected overexposure is. Safe, moderate exposure, just 10 to 20 minutes of morning or late afternoon sun, a few times a week, can dramatically boost your vitamin D levels naturally. Think of sunlight as a gentle daily recharge, a biological wake-up call that reignites your muscles' energy production system. So when your body feels weaker, it's not just age. It might be simply missing the daylight it once lived by. 7. Ignoring early warning signs. The last hidden reason isn't about what you eat or how you move. It's about what you notice. According to NCOA.org and NIA.nih.gov, the earliest signs of vitamin D-related muscle loss often go unrecognized. Most people dismiss them as just getting old, but they're actually warning lights, signals from your body asking for help. Here's what to watch for. Climbing stairs feels harder, even if you're not out of breath. You struggle to open jars or lift light groceries. You walk slower than you used to or feel less stable. You wake up tired even after sleeping well. These aren't random signs. They're your muscles telling you they're running out of vitamin D fuel. The World Health Organization, WHO, calls this stage pre-sarcopenia, the early reversible phase of muscle decline. And that's the good news. At this stage, recovery is absolutely possible. With the right nutrients, movement, and small daily habits, you can rebuild the strength that aging never truly erased. It was only hiding behind a missing nutrient. You don't have to accept weakness as your future. You can reverse it, starting today. 4 smart solutions. 1. The Sunshine Strategy, Natural Vitamin D Recharge. The most natural way to boost your vitamin D and your mood is simple: safe sunlight. The Office of Disease Prevention and Health Promotion (health.gov) recommends 10 to 30 minutes of sunlight exposure, ideally between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m., at least 3 to 4 times per week. You don't need to sunbathe. Just expose your arms and face to daylight without glass barriers. Even short outdoor activities like gardening, walking your dog, or sipping morning tea outside can help your skin produce vitamin D naturally. For seniors with limited mobility or sensitive skin, sunlight lamps approved by FDA and CDC can offer a gentle alternative. The key is consistency, little doses regularly. Every ray counts. 2. Add vitamin D. Power Foods diet plays a powerful role in restoring vitamin D, and it's easier than most people think. According to nutrition.gov and myplate.gov, these foods are your best allies: fatty fish, salmon, sardines, mackerel, trout; fortified foods, milk, orange juice, cereals; egg yolks and mushrooms, natural plant and animal sources. Combine them with healthy fats, olive oil, avocado, or nuts to improve absorption. If you're vegetarian, go for fortified soy milk or mushrooms exposed to UV light. They naturally produce vitamin D. And here's a bonus tip from recipes.heart.org. Pair vitamin D foods with calcium-rich options, like leafy greens or yogurt. Together, they form the strength duo, building both bone and muscle. Eating these regularly can gently lift your vitamin D levels back to healthy ranges without extreme supplementation. 3. Smart supplementation. Sometimes, diet and sunlight alone aren't enough, especially for seniors living in cloudy climates or on multiple medications. That's where vitamin D supplements come in. According to medlineplus.gov, the ideal daily intake for adults over 50 is 600-800 IU, but some individuals may need more depending on blood test results. The key? Always check your levels first. A simple blood test called 25-hydroxyvitamin D can tell your doctor how much you actually need. Avoid megadoses unless prescribed. Excess vitamin D can cause calcium buildup, leading to other health issues. Look for vitamin D3, cholecalciferol. It's the form your body absorbs best. Pairing it with magnesium and vitamin K2, as recommended by NCOA.org, can further improve how your body uses it to strengthen muscle and bone. 4. Rebuild with movement. Finally, the foundation of real recovery: movement. The CDC and NIA both emphasize that exercise and vitamin D work together to reverse muscle decline. You don't need intense workouts, just consistency. Try this simple weekly mix: 2 days of strength exercises like resistance bands or light dumbbells, 3 days of balance or walking routines, daily stretching or chair yoga each time you move. Your muscles activate vitamin D receptors, telling your body, "Keep me alive. Keep me strong." Studies show that seniors who combine moderate exercise with healthy vitamin D levels experience up to 40% better mobility and far fewer falls. Movement is medicine, and vitamin D is the spark that makes it work. Your muscles haven't forgotten their strength. They've just been waiting for the right message. Aging isn't the enemy. Silence is. When we ignore what our body is trying to tell us, the fatigue, the weakness, the loss of balance, we allow deficiency to define our future. But when we listen, test, nourish, and move, our body listens back. The National Institute on Aging reminds us that it's never too late to regain muscle. The human body can rebuild strength well into the 80s and 90s when properly nourished. You have the power to restart that process today. It's not about looking younger, it's about living stronger. One small decision, a walk outside, a vitamin D-rich breakfast, a few minutes of light exercise, can set off a chain reaction that rebuilds your vitality from the inside out. Because your body isn't failing. It's waiting for the fuel it was designed to thrive on. Before you scroll away, take a moment to do something powerful. Go get your vitamin D levels checked. It's one of the simplest, most overlooked tests, but it could change your future. And if this video opened your eyes, share it. You might just save someone you love from years of weakness and fatigue they never understood. Hit subscribe for more health revelations that matter, because staying informed is the first step to staying strong. This is your time to take back your energy, your balance, and your life. You deserve to age with strength, not surrender.